Hello and welcome back to the channel. Since the 1920 season concluded a few weeks back and the new season is about to, or in some countries just begun, it seemed like the last opportunity to look at some of the shining stars from the season just gone. So here are my views on the 2019-20 team of the season. While players like Alisson, Nick Pope and Dean Henderson had great seasons in the Prem, and we saw the renaissance of Manuel Neuer this season as well, this spot has to go to Atletico Madrid's Jan Oblak. The 27-year-old Slovenian was one of the only bright spots in an otherwise underwhelming Atletico Madrid side last season, conceding less than a goal a game for the fifth year in a row, keeping 17 clean sheets and further 4 clean sheets in the Champions League as well, conceding just a goal a game in the latter. Such brilliance and consistency throughout the season makes it difficult to look past the Atleti number 1. It was probably a very easy and some might even say a lazy shout, but it still is very tough to look past Trent Alexander-Arnold for this position. The 21-year-old Liverpool man, while being a little suspect defensively, was brilliant going forward, scoring 4 and providing 13 assists in the league alone, and he helped Liverpool cruise to the Premier League title last season. While his performances in Europe were not as brilliant last season as the season prior, he still was consistently good enough for large parts of the season, winning the PFA Young Player of the Season while also making it to the PFA Team of the Season. So he grabs a spot on my team as well. Another easy choice, Virgil van Dijk just had to make it on my team. While he wasn't as good as his previous season, he still was probably the best centre-half in world football. Van Dijk featured in all of Liverpool's League and Champions League games, proving to be a commanding figure in the Liverpool backline, helping them to finish the league season as the Premier League champions with the tightest defence in the league. Partnering Van Dijk is the left-footed former left-back David Alaba. The Bayern Munich man played majority of the season out of position due to an injury to the main centre-half Niklas Zula in the opening weeks of the season, and the 28-year-old Austrian proved to be more than capable of deputizing in a relatively unfamiliar position. Alaba made over 40 appearances for the Bavarians in the League and Champions League, barely putting a foot wrong, and his recovery pace, passing range and his reading of the game helped Bayern play a very high pressing game and subsequently win the treble. Signed from Vancouver Whitecaps in the MLS just 18 months ago, primarily as a winger, Alphonso Davies was moved into the backline when a slot was opened up after Alaba moved centrally. And what a masterstroke it proved out to be for both Bayern and Davies. The 19-year-old Canadian sensation did not entirely forgo his defensive duties either, putting up key tackles and interceptions in vital moments. It surely helps if you are one of, if not the fastest player in world football. While his output of 3 goals and 10 assists in all competitions is good, if not great, his solo runs and assists against Chelsea in the round of 16 and against Barca in the quarters are enough in themselves to land him the left-back spot. This is starting to look a lot like a Bayern-Liverpool combined XI, but is it really a coincidence that the best players of the season came from 2 of the best teams in Europe? Of course not, and neither is a 29-year-old Spaniard's inclusion in this list. At times, the Bayern Munich number 6 was a bit in and out of the side, but whenever he did feature, he was outstanding. Thiago managed over 3 tackles and interceptions, along with 2 key passes per match in League and Champions League. Thiago's work rate, vision, finesse and passing range ensured that he was one of, if not the finest central midfielder in Europe last season. Partnering Thiago in a double pivot is his Bayern teammate Joshua Kimmich, who was perhaps the only midfielder in Europe who could have claimed to be better than the Spaniard. Kimmich featured for the Bavarians in all but one game over the course of the season. While his reading of the game and passing skills from the heart of midfield are impeccable, Kimmich was surprisingly also involved in 25 goals and assists in all competitions, at a rate of a goal or assist every other game. While there were a few options whom I could have picked over his partner Thiago, there was not a speck of doubt in my mind before picking the 25-year-old German. Again, another very obvious inclusion in this list, Kevin De Bruyne was simply put the best player in the Premier League and one of the best in Europe last season. His goals and assists tally of close to 40 beats a lot of forwards in the game while featuring in a deeper position for City. De Bruyne has been world class for a few years now, but last season he took his game to new heights, and had it not been for City's relatively average Premier League and UCL season, the 29-year-old Belgian would have been in with a shout for the now cancelled Ballon d'Or award as well. While he may not get the chance to get his hands on the golden ball this year, his performance does land him a spot on my list ahead of Bayern's Thomas Muller and Manchester United's Bruno Fernandes, which I'm sure is no less of an honour. You'd think the greatest player of all time's inclusion in this list would be fairly straightforward, but it wasn't quite so, at least this season. While he does make it ahead of Mo Salah and Serge Gnabry, the 33-year-old enjoyed a fairly average season by his lofty standards. While 31 goals in a season is no small feat, this is the first time in the last 10 years that number has dropped below 40. However, he did manage to bag a further 26 assists, which just goes to highlight the extent to which Barca were reliant on the Argentine maestro. While his personal tally still looks good, it's his team that really had an atrocious season, finishing the season with 0 trophies and on top of that getting a hiding from Bayern in the Champions League. Messi was barely at fault for his team's failures. In fact, he was the sole reason Barca remained even slightly competitive, and for that reason, he slots in at the right wing. When PSG made the Champions League final in 2020, everyone believed that this is the year finally Neymar announces himself as one of the best in the world. And who wouldn't have believed that to be the case, as the 28-year-old Brazilian was a key figure in PSG's UCL run, scoring 3 and assisting 4, while also managing close to 20 goal involvements in a curtailed Ligue 1 season. It didn't quite turn out to be the fairy tale final, but his performances, especially on the European stage, just about edges him ahead of Sadio Mane for the left wing spot on my list. While his fellow Bundesliga centre forwards Timo Werner and Erling Haaland had incredible seasons, there's just no looking past Robert Lewandowski for this position. 55 goals and 10 assists in just 47 games with a goal or assist every 63 minutes across the league and Europe ensured that the Polish superstar finished as the top scorer in every competition he participated in. A shoe-in for the now cancelled Ballon d'Or, Lewandowski was simply immense, being one of, if not the most crucial part of a simply special Bayern Munich side that blew everyone away in the second half of the season. And for his incredible contribution in a treble-winning Bayern machine, he is my starting centre forward. I was really itching to name Hansi Flick as the manager for my team, but in the fear of making this list a bit too Bayern-centric, I have gone for Liverpool's Premier League winning manager Jurgen Klopp. Chris Wilder had an incredible season as well, but come on, I'm not putting the Sheffield United boss in charge of the likes of Messi and Lewandowski. Alisson starts on the bench just ahead of Manuel Neuer. Sergio Ramos and Achraf Hakimi cover the defensive positions and Mateo Kovacic covers the midfield. Thomas Muller, Cristiano Ronaldo and Kylian Mbappe will cover the attacking midfield and the forward positions. So that's it for my team of the season. If you agree with my list or don't, just let me know in the comment section below. While you're down there, don't forget to drop a like and also subscribe to the channel. It really helps us a lot. Thanks again for watching. Bye.